Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe.
Assalamu alaikum. So today I want to talk a little bit about the hijab and the niqab and what it's like to wear hijab and niqab in a non-Muslim country. I am from the United States of America, born and raised in the state of Tennessee, which is in the South. And I live in the Bible Belt, which means that there is a church on almost every corner. Many of them I formerly attended, and there's not a very big Muslim population where I live. And so when I first started wearing the hijab and the niqab, I definitely got a lot of stares, and I honestly couldn't blame them because I was one of those people that used to stare. I just hope I can shed a little light on this subject from my unique perspective as an American woman who converted to Islam. First of all, let me explain the difference between the hijab and the niqab, because before I came to Islam, I knew nothing about Islamic head coverings. I didn't know the names of them and the different types or what they represented. But the two basic ones that are generally worn are the hijab, which is a scarf that's wrapped around the head. It covers the hair and the neck, and it leaves the face exposed. And you also see a niqab a lot, which is similar to what I have on now, where it's a scarf as well, but there's also a face veil involved. Here in America, and I can't speak on other countries, but I can definitely speak on the U.S. because this is my country. We have this mentality when it comes to clothing that less is more and that skin is in. And I mean, that's just the way that it is. And then, we turn on the TV, we see stars like Miley Cyrus, Beyonce, Kim Kardashian, and these women are idolized. We receive the message from the media that these are women that we should strive to look like and dress like and to emulate, that we should have their body. And sadly, we have established this culture where a woman is primarily judged upon her appearance. And I'm not saying that's the only thing that women are judged for, but I do feel like that's the primary thing. The more attractive a woman is, the further ahead she can get. Yeah, I think that's sad. And unfortunately, I bought into that. I believed it. I was raised in a very devout Christian home. I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness, and I talked about that in my first video. But my parents always dressed me very modestly, and they dressed very modestly themselves. This was one of the things that they tried to kind of drill into me from an early age was, that a woman is very precious and she should respect herself and her body. But then when I'd go to school or, get around peers my age, I would start feeling pressure to conform and to fit in. And when I got into my late teenage years, I left home, and that's exactly what I did. I slowly began to conform and to try to fit in with my peers. I got heavy into tattoo culture and hip hop culture at one point, and my everyday attire was short shorts and tank tops and little dresses, and that was normal. It was normal for me. When I first started studying Islam, like I said, I knew nothing about hijab and niqab. The only thing that I knew was that I had seen pictures of women wearing these scarves on their heads. I didn't know what they were called. I didn't know why they were worn, what they represented. And although I thought that the women with the scarves were beautiful, I definitely never thought that I would want to put one on myself. And when I actually really started looking into Islam, that was the thing that I kind of grappled with the most. I was like, I can do everything but that. I can't wear the scarf. But alhamdulillah, I had a change of heart. Once I started really researching not just Islam, but also the hijab and the niqab and the purpose behind them, that they represent modesty and how beautiful modesty is, not just in a woman, but in everyone, period. I started to appreciate the concept of it, the concept of being covered and having your precious body be only for yourself and for your family and for the people that you love. I fell in love with with that. I think, alhamdulillah, that is absolutely beautiful. And there's something so awesome about adopting modesty in a culture that is known for being immodest. It's absolutely beautiful. Alhamdulillah. And I also, the thing that I love most about wearing hijab and the niqab, I started off with hijab, and more recently I started wearing the niqab. And the thing that I really truly appreciate about wearing them is the fact that it's a sign of religious faith. People see a woman wearing the hijab, the niqab, the abaya, and they automatically think, oh, she must be a Muslim. And if they don't automatically think, oh, she's a Muslim, a lot of times what happens is it opens up a conversation. You know, I have people come to me all the time, especially where I live. Like I said, there's not a lot of Muslims. People come to me all the time and they ask, they want to know, you know, are you a Muslim? What's your religion? Could you, they'll say, I'm not trying to be offensive, but could you explain to me why you wear the hijab or this thing on your head? They normally don't refer to it as a hijab because they don't know, and I didn't either. But I think it's such a blessing to have conversations started like that, because guess what? Not only am I sharing why I'm wearing the hijab, but I'm also getting to share a bit of Islam with the people. And I mean, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I'm definitely a lot more, I value myself more since I started wearing hijab and the niqab. And it's funny now looking back, because when I first put it on, I was afraid. I was afraid to go to the store and have people look at me strange. I was afraid of, what my family would say, because I am the first and the only Muslim in my entire household, in my entire family, in my extended family. My whole family's Christian. I was the first, alhamdulillah. And I was afraid. I was afraid, especially coming from the tattoo culture and, the way that I lived my life before. I suddenly did a complete 180 and started changing everything from the inside out. I started changing my behaviors, and alhamdulillah, my dress followed. The outside changed after the inside changed. And I think that's absolutely beautiful. I value myself more. I'm more careful in the things that I say and do. I'm careful to follow Islam and to really live out my deen and not just talk about it. And I think that that is a beautiful thing. So for any sisters out there or people who are looking into Islam, if you live in a non-Muslim country, let me just say, you're not alone. You are not alone. Don't be afraid. And also, too, you have to understand, a lot of times our fear is the main thing holding us back. A lot of times you just have to step out on faith and give other people the benefit of the doubt. There are so many good people in our country, whether they be Christian or Muslim or whatever the case may be. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Don't be so afraid. And learn your faith. Continue to grow. And alhamdulillah, when you do decide to put on that niqab or the hijab and the modest clothing, it will be the best choice, inshallah, that you ever made in your whole entire life. And if you have questions, comments, please comment below. I promise you I will try to get back into you, inshallah, as soon as I possibly can. I'd love to talk to y'all about it. Have a good night.